You have your sourdough starter. You make the bread. You do the things. But what are you going to do with the sourdough discard? Let's make some herbed crackers and some ranch cream cheese dip. Hello family, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Vicki and you're with Grammy in the Kitchen. So today we're going to revisit a recipe we've done a while back. Figured it's time we make another batch. We're going to be making sourdough discard crackers in addition to a savory cream cheese dip. I got up this morning really early and I went ahead and made some sourdough bread. This is my last stretch and folds. Now, if you're interested in anything sourdough, I do have several videos. I can teach you how to make your own homemade sourdough starter. Turn that starter into all different things. Sourdough bread, sourdough, oh my goodness, I don't even know, crackers, cereal. There's just so many things. So that's my last stretch and folds on this loaf of bread. Get rid of my water. I'm going to go ahead and put this aside. Let it do its long fermentation. And then tonight I'll shape it and put it in the refrigerator. While I'm at it, I'm going to feed my sourdough starter. I started off with 200 grams. I took 100 grams to make that bread. I know I have 100 grams in here. So I need to add 50 grams of water. And whenever I make any recipes with sourdough, whether I'm feeding my starter or making my bread or anything, I always use filtered water. I use the Berkey water for all of my sourdough. So we have the 50 grams of water. I need to add 50 grams of flour. This is just an organic, all-purpose flour. And it doesn't have to be precise. You can go 49 or 51 or 48 or 52. As long as it's right in that range of the grams you need, it's going to be okay. I just want to make sure the sourdough starter, that water and the flour is all blended in really well. Perfect. Now I won't be using this for a while, so when I know I don't need to make bread, right after I feed it, I'll stick it in the refrigerator, and within 5 days, I need to make bread or I need to feed it in the refrigerator. And now to the star of today's video, the sourdough discard cracker recipe. I have the oven preheated to 325 degrees. That's Fahrenheit. In this bowl, I have 600 grams of sourdough discard. I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt, 6 teaspoons of Herb de Provance, you can use any kind of herb blend that you like. Italian seasoning, you can do a ranch dressing, that would be really good. Or you can just make up your spices. I'm going to be adding, and this is an addition, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. I want to get that all mixed in with the sourdough discard. I have 64 grams of butter that I had melted, and it's been cooled for a few minutes. Now we want to mix that in until we have no butter streaks. And I have 1 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. This is not the green canister you find on the shelf. This is a really good quality Parmesan cheese. And I want to stir that in. That is everything. I have the large baking sheet lined with parchment paper. All right, let's go ahead and put our batter right on this cookie sheet. All right, do you say cookie sheet or cooking sheet, or do you say bacon sheet? I call it all 3. Now we're going to spread it out. Until it covers this whole entire pan. Take your time. Try to get as level as possible. Oh, it smells so good. You can smell the sourness from that discard. Oh, it smells so good with all those herbs and spices. Oh, family, I'm excited. Okay, so we got everything in here. I'm going to be putting this in a 325-degree oven for 10 minutes. Then we're going to take it out and we're going to score it with the pizza cutter to make the cracker size. Then we're going to put it back in the oven, and it says cook between 20 to 50 minutes. Mine usually takes about 45-50 minutes, but we'll keep an eye on it until it's golden brown. So this is going to go in the oven for 10 minutes. And if you saw the video where we made homemade cream cheese to make a delicious classic cheesecake, this is the cream cheese we made together on camera. And I just took it out of the refrigerator early this morning, and we're going to season that a savory dip for our crackers. It has been 10 minutes. I'm going to take it out of this pan. That just makes it easier to cut. So I'm going to cut them about an inch. I'm using a pizza cutter, just scoring it. They don't have to be perfect. And I want them about 2 inches. That looks good. I'm going to slide them back into this baking sheet. Don't want to lose them. Just trying to take my time. There we go. Gotta fix it over here. And I'm gonna put this back in the oven. We'll check it in 40 minutes, but in 20 minutes, I do like flipping them so they're getting dry and crispy on both sides. So back in the oven for 20 minutes, we'll flip them and then we'll cook them until they're completely dry and cracker-like. So I decided I want to make a ranch dressing cream cheese dip. We need to make our ranch dressing mix. So in this bowl, we're going to add all the goodness to make a homemade ranch dressing mix. So I have some buttermilk powder, 1 cup of buttermilk powder. I do want to break all those clumps. Two tablespoons of parsley. We need 1.5 tablespoons of dill, 2 tablespoons of chives, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, 2 tablespoons onion powder, 1/2 tablespoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper. Let's whisk all that together. I have a pint-sized mason jar. I'm going to add our ranch dry mix in here. And you can use this to make your homemade ranch dressing. A little bit of mayonnaise, a little bit of sour cream, and just a dash of milk just to loosen everything up. You have homemade ranch dressing. Leave the milk out, just do sour cream, and you can have a ranch dipping sauce for like wings or french fries, whatever you like ranch for. But we're gonna turn this into a savory cream cheese dip for our crackers. So we're gonna be using the high-speed blender to make our dip. Our homemade cream cheese. And family, you can use a store-bought cream cheese, it will be just fine. Just use 1 8-ounce brick. I'm going to add about 1/2 cup of sour cream, 1/4 cup of mayonnaise. I am using a Miracle Whip. And I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of our homemade ranch dry mix we just made. Turn it on. I have it on the smoothie setting, and we're going to mix. Okay, perfect. family, it smells so good. Looks like it's the perfect consistency. Trying to get as much out of here as possible. I do not like wasting all this little bits and pieces. There we go. Perfect. I meant to put just a little bit more salt in here, so I'm just going to add a pinch right here on the top. Mix that in. I want to taste it to see if it's seasoned. Perfect. Ooh. That is really good. I'm going to put this in the refrigerator so everything can chill while we're waiting on those crackers. We have 4 minutes left for that initial 20 minutes. 20 minutes is up. They are not done, but I do want to give them a little flip because I like the way the crispiness we achieve when we flip these and let them cook on the other side. It's time consuming. Just take your time, family. Let me try something else. Let's see if a butter knife works better. Yeah, much better. It lets me have control. I noticed the back end, that's the part that's to the back of the oven, is drying out just a little bit more. So when I put it back in the oven, I'm gonna make sure this side is going to be on the back side of the oven. They're not too hot to handle. The pan is hot, but the crackers themselves aren't too bad. We want to make sure they're still in a single layer. Nothing is overlapping. Now we're going to put this back in the oven for up to 20 minutes. Now we're going to check this every 5 minutes. Just give them a little fingernail tap to make sure they're dry and crispy. So we're going to start off every 5 minutes checking these. During that time, I'm going to go ahead and get those dishes done. First 5 minutes is going right now. I'll let you know how many 5 minutes we had to do to get it to the right texture of a good cracker. I did a total of 4 5 minutes for 20 minutes. I think they're good. They're not crispy, but when they cool off, they will get a little crispy. Let me remove them from this pan. Oven off. All right, I'm gonna let them sit right here until they cool off, and then we can sample it with our ranch dip. I'm excited. We're gonna give it about 30 minutes to an hour to cool off completely in a Ziploc bag, and they're ready whenever we want them. We got all the dishes done, and now it's time for me to take all my herbs and spices back to the pantry. But before I do that, I want to tell you something. This is why I like having bulk of spices and herbs in my pantry. I get everything from Azure Standard. I usually buy it in a pound. And I can tell you, family, that's a pound of chives. Fits in a gallon-sized jar. The dry herbs, a pound usually fits in a gallon-sized jar. Dry or powdered spices, garlic powder, onion powder, 1 pound fits in a quart-sized mason jar. But that's the reason I buy all of my herbs and spices from Azure Standard in bulk and store them in glass containers on my pantry shelf. So when I want to make crackers, or if I want to make the ranch dip, I don't buy ranch dressing. I don't buy the little packets of ranch dressing mix. I buy the ingredients and I make it myself. So when I'm on a whim and I decide I want to have crackers and cream cheese savory dip, I have the ingredients. And I encourage you, check out Azure Standard. Start stockpiling the ingredients so when you want something, you don't have to run to the store and get those itty bitty teeny jars and buy multiple of those when you can get it from Azure Standard at a savings. Yes, it does cost more to buy a gallon of chives than it does that little jar, but price comparison of how many of those little jars it would take to come up with a pound of chives, and you'll see the savings. I love having bulk spices and herbs and dry ingredients in my pantry. So on the whim, I want to make something good, sweet, or savory, I have them. So let me take this to the pantry while the crackers are cooling. The dip is still in the refrigerator. I have the sourdough bread here. I'm going to deal with that tonight. And I have my sourdough starter fed in the refrigerator to the next time we need to make bread. All right, I'll see y'all in about 30 to 45 minutes. Okay, family, the crackers have cooled off. I have an empty half-gallon jar. Hoping they'll fit in here. Oh yeah, perfect. And a ranch cream cheese dip. So the crackers have cooled. I have them in a half-gallon jar. But let's see if they're good. They're not crispy like store-bought. They still have a little chew. They probably could have cooked for another about 5 more minutes. But that's okay with me. And our homemade cream cheese ranch dip. Family, that is so good. Homemade ranch mix, homemade cream cheese. Put it all together with some sour cream and some mayonnaise and a little bit of garlic powder. Our Parmesan cheese, Herb de Provance, sourdough discard crackers. So good, family. I hope you give this recipe a try. I hope you start your journey into sourdough bread, discard, all those with Sourdough Starter. I'm going to put a link right here on how to make your own homemade sourdough starter. 2 ingredients, 2 weeks. Keep it fed, keep it alive, use it when you need it, store it in the refrigerator when you don't. Share it with your friends. Do all the things with sourdough bread, including making sourdough discard crackers. So if you don't mind, give this video a thumbs up. While you're at it, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you part of the Grammy family. In this kitchen, we like to take things we like to eat that we can get from the store. We make it homemade with real ingredients. No preservatives, no artificial, natural flavoring, real herbs, real food. So until next time, y'all have a blessed day. Let me know if you tried this recipe, and also let me know, have you started your sourdough journey? Leave a comment below. I'll see you next time, family. Bye. I think this is going to be my lunch today.